Welcome to the Swim Swam podcast. I'm your host, Coleman Hodges. Joining me today, three-time world junior record holder, 2020 Olympic semi-finalist. Today, we have the pleasure of sitting down with current World Cup leader, Matt Sates.
Yeah. Hello. Nice to be here.
Congrats on the World Cup so far. Just let's get right down into it. Heading into these meets, what did you expect to see out of your performances in Berlin and Budapest?
Yeah, these last 2 weeks have been crazy. Coming into it, the expectations were low. It was just if you told me before you're going to get some junior world records and you're going to be leading it halfway, I would say you're crazy. But yeah, so the expectations weren't anything close to what has happened. But as the expectation was just going to do my best and see what happened. And it's been crazy that my best has been all of this.
Yeah. So first meet was in Berlin. First day was the 200 IM. Is that right? Was that day 1 or 2?
That was day 2. The first day was the 4 free and 100 IM.
Okay. So day 1, you swim the 400 free, 100 IM. I think you did pretty good in that 400 free. I think you did pretty good in both. How did you feel out the meet that first day in Berlin?
Coming into it, we weren't even that tapered that much, and I went to PB in the 400 free, and I went also PB in the 100 IM. So I was feeling good.
So then headed into day 2, 200 IM finals. Did you feel like you could get a win in that one, especially with that field?
Especially seeing the names and who was swimming. I was a little bit nervous to see what was going to happen, and especially the heats were so close also. But felt good. Had a strong fly, and my back was pretty smooth. And then I just brought it back home, and it was 151. So I was shocked with that one.
For you, what does a 200 IM look like in terms of strategy? Do you feel like you have a strong stroke, a weak stroke? What's the emphasis for you?
My weakest stroke is my backstroke. So when it comes to the 200 IM and my backstroke is not really there, it'll be a bit of a slow time. So I've been working on my backstroke. I've been, working on the technique. So it was feeling good, and it was a fast backstroke leg.
I think it's kind of funny that you say your backstroke's weak. You actually outsplit Dia Seto from when he set the world junior record in backstroke. You also outsplit him in fly and freestyle. So I mean, 3 of the 4 legs you just kind of crushed him on.
Looking at the statistics, they were crazy, sure.
So then heading into the next day, you have 4 IM, 2 free. What for you? What's the goal swimming that back-to-back double instead of just picking one or the other?
Coming in, I was just going to take it one race at a time. I only did warm up for the 400 IM because there was like an hour break in between the 2 races. So just warm for the 400 IM and just get the 400 IM done. And I had a good 400 IM. So coming to the 200 free, it was a little pressure, I would say, because I've done the 400 IM. I'm tired now. So this race is just for fun. The 200 free.
It's just for fun. Did you have fun in that race? I mean, what made it fun for you?
I had a lot of fun in that race. Just the main thing was to get into a race with Kyle Chalmers next to me, and just to see how close I could get to him.
Had you ever met Kyle or raced Kyle before that?
No. That was the first time meeting him and racing him.
Did you get to talk to him or share any words with him in Berlin or Budapest at all?
A little. I've become quite close friends with all of the swimmers now doing the FINA World Cup and going through the whole series with them, and it's the traveling and the race talks before the race. So yeah, we've become quite close with a whole bunch of swimmers. So that's very cool to me. Finally getting to meet all of them and almost become friends with them.
Is there a certain event that you like the ready room the best in?
Oh, the 400 IM ready room is always the best, I think. Everybody knows what they got into. So I'll say a little less pressure because just for swimming, it's quite an accomplishment.
That's a great answer. So you swim the 200 free just for fun, coming off the 400 IM. Did it hurt as bad as you thought it would, or were you like, oh, I actually feel pretty good?
Oh yeah, I didn't feel anything with that race just because of the excitement and adrenaline coming into it. But to have that mindset of this is just a fun race, I think that what gave me the edge to go 140.
Have you spent time or have you put thought into developing that mindset of just taking it one race at a time and being able to put your focus on one specific thing and then shift it to the next thing?
Oh yeah, for sure. Lots of time trying to get the mental side as good as the physical side, because when you're coming into a race and you got a little too much nerves, you got a little too much expectations, you're thinking too much in the future. Yeah, you'll leave the present state of mind, and you'll leave. I don't know. You wouldn't feel like you're doing it without thoughts. So I think to get into the present, and you're not time traveling in your head the whole time. I think that's when you really unleash the true power of a race.
Ooh, unleashing the true power of a race. That's that's a great phrase.
Yeah, I think that's the secret to it.
That
Or
I couldn't agree more. I think that's the secret to having great races, having a great life generally, but I digress. So what does that look like for you? How do you train your mind to stay in the present moment?
yeah, I think it becomes a daily part of your life and a daily way of thinking, and a daily way that you how you look at things and how you take on challenges, and especially even when you're training, you're not thinking about the next set. You're just doing this one thing. So yeah, even when I'm training, you're working on your physical and your mental at the same time.
So speaking of training, you come off Budapest, 2 world junior records. Did that sink in? I'm sorry, you come off Berlin, with 2 world junior records. You had a few days before Budapest. Did that sink in at all in those couple days in between where you're like, whoa, 2 world junior records? This has never happened before.
Yeah, I would say after the gala when everybody was talking about it, and I got a little more Instagram followers or like all of that kind of stuff, and then I would look at it and I was like, sure, like this is crazy, because I wasn't expecting to go. Realistically, coming into the gala, my PB was a 155 for the 200 IM, and for the 200 free, my PB was a 142.9. So realistically, I'm not gonna think I'm gonna get a junior world record. So I was shocked.
Had you made goal times for the season at all? I mean, those are age group drops, and you're 17, 18.
Yeah, I turned 18 in this the end of July.
Okay, so you're 18. So I mean, you're still relatively young, but this is like when you're 12 and you're swimming 25 butterfly and you drop 4 seconds. Had you made were these times even on the horizon for you?
Yeah, I would say the times that I do in training and the times that I do in the pace worker training, and yeah, just the times that I hold and how hard I train every day. I think these races finally got to represent that, because being like I hold those times for the 200 IM, those splits our whole team for 50s, carrying on. So I think everything just fell on the right path, and I got everything to work all leading up to this stage, and everything had its balance. So yeah, I guess it was just the right time to finally show everyone what I was working on.
Well, we're certainly excited that you did. And I think that's a really cool part about the World Cups is that they're really high level meets, good competition, great pay. And then, but it's not high enough as to where it has a lot of pressure. And so you can go there and race the best in the world and put up really strong performances, which we've seen you do, which we've seen a lot of people do in the past. And so those couple of days in between Berlin and Budapest, how do you manage that in the pool?
I'll try and get a real hard session in maybe like the first 2 days, and then I know I've done some work, so then I can go into more the recovery stage for the next 2 days or 1 day. So I know that I put in the work, even just for like one session. I know that I've put my heart rate up to a good level. I gave the muscles a burn. So yeah, it would be like that kind of training, like trying to spark it up and then bring it back down quickly.
Have you ever been in a situation like this before, where you are racing back-to-back meets, with this quick of a turnaround, or just like you said in training, you're spiking it for a day or two and then coming back down, and after swimming at a really high level and then trying to do that again?
This is my first time doing all these meets at once and swimming in the World Cup series at this level. So yeah, the plan was coming into to not fully taper for the Berlin, Budapest ones, and then so like before the day that we flew, we did like a 6-kilometer session, and then we would come in summit and then start to taper down each meet. So my last meet would be my fastest, but just because I'm more tapered doesn't mean that I'm going to swim faster. So yeah.
All right. Well, my fingers are crossed. So I hope that's what it means. But obviously, you said it. Taper is an art that no one has perfected yet. Is your coach there with you?
Yes. Yeah, he is. He came with me, and we came with the whole team.
Okay, nice. So what's your coach's name?
My coach name is Wayne Ridden.
Okay. And so Wayne, it's you and Wayne, and how big is the team that you guys came with?
Yeah, and then there's 3 other guys and then 2 other girls.
Nice. So pretty sizable contention.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What is that like, getting to travel with, a smaller group of your peers, and, just kind of get to do what you love and get to see some new places as well?
Yeah, no, I'll say it's really fun traveling with a group of people, because you swim the gala, you get in the focus, but then as soon as you come back, we're talking about something random, like it's not about swimming. So to have that switch, to have that clear minded when you come back from heats, from finals, it's a refresher.
Nice. That's really cool. Yeah. I only see the paper results, so it's really nice to hear, kind of the context and get that perspective of, oh, you're with a whole team, you have this support system.
Yes, yeah.
So then you go to Berlin. I'm sorry, these B cities. You go to Budapest.
Yeah.
Meet number 2 in Budapest. And then right off the bat, it's same event schedule, correct? 400 free, 100 IM on day 1.
Yeah, I had the 400 free, the first meet. I'm still learning how to do the 400 free, because I have this weird stroke where it's almost a catch-up stroke for like the first 200, because I ended up negative splitting it, 149, 48. I don't. It's So I'm still learning how to swim this. I'm still learning how to swim it against people like Dennis Rhapsody, and because he goes out hard. So yeah, have to learn how to swim with the best also. So but coming into the 400, I was again super calm, and the presence, I like it. So that was a good time. But then when I came to my other races, the 200 I was a little bit in the mindset now. So now people, what are they expecting? I was in kind of that mindset. But so 200 wasn't that good. Put on it was only a 153 low or something. So not my best, but I learned from it. I learned to stay off with that mindset that I had, so now I know what to avoid. So hopefully the next one will be better.
Yeah, I mean, it like you said, looking at the times, it seemed like something had changed a little bit. And those other, in those races, you had already broken records in and gone huge best times in. But it seemed like that 400 free you were still fresh for and still really went for it, negative splitted it. What was the race strategy going into that for you?
Going into the 400 free, I was trying to just go with everybody, go with the field for the first 200, and then pick it up as much as I can and see if I could catch anybody. So lucky for me, that 400 free, it worked out and the game plan worked out. But now that everyone knows that I'm going to swim like that, they might change their plans up. So we're going to have to see what happens in Doha.
In your training, we've seen you swim all the IMs, all the freestyles, swam the 100 fly at the Olympics. Is there one event you specifically train for, or a certain number of events your training's geared towards?
We do high intensity training so much. So like at the beginning of the set, we'll do 400s or 10 200s or something aerobic based like that. And even though it's not that hard, we end up going max at the end just because of the training environment. So after that's it, I'm already finished. So we got the freestyle fast work there. Then we'll go into some main stroke. If it's main stroke, I usually do butterfly just because I feel like that's my main stroke. So I'll do butterfly, and then if it's a set of 4 rounds, I'll do butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly again instead of the freestyle. So the training's I could race any race and do well in that race.
And maybe break a world junior record in that race. Maybe. So you mentioned your training group is what's your training group like back home?
I train with 2 other guys, and we just, it's super competitive, I would say. I don't know if they think it's competitive, but for me, I'm trying to push it to the limits. I put my body on the line for a set.
By that, do you mean that you're always chasing them, or that they're always chasing you in workouts?
No, I'll say they're chasing me.
Okay.
But they're chasing me. But I'll see how far I can go, how far I can get ahead. Mm-hmm. But also I'm competitive with myself. So if I'm doing, I don't know, 8-100s free descent, and I'm hitting 50s on the last one, I'll like to get those 49s or something. So I'm competitive with myself, and I think that's the biggest competition that there is in the pool.
Have you always been competitive with yourself from a young age, or did that develop for you at some point in your swimming?
No, I've been like this ever since I can remember. This is who I am, I guess. But it doesn't work out sometimes because overtraining or we miss the taper a little bit because I'm not, the recovery days I'm holding best average or something. So I have to think about it a little more, train a little smarter.
Yeah, I hear you. Is there a favorite set that you have, or a practice that you've done in your life or in the last couple of months that's really stood out to you as like, this is the one that I'll remember?
Talking about that, I would say the set that I use as what I compare other sets to is when I was training with Chad le Clos, and I think we did a set. It was 2200s on 215, and it was holding best average the whole way. So each one was a max one, and we'll stop and breathe, and then we quickly go down again, and then that one was killer. So that's I would put my body on the line for that one. If I accepted that I might not get off the pool. So that's the set I compare other ones to.
Was it freestyle?
Yeah, freestyle.
And short course meters?
Yeah, short course meters.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds intense. That sounds like a lot. You said that was with Chad. Do you get to train with Chad often, or is that like a one-off kind of thing?
I got to train with him for about 3 weeks leading up to Olympic trials. So that was very cool.
Was that for any specific reason, or just you're like, hey, it's almost trials, can I come train with you?
It was for trials, can I come train with you? He was in Durban, so it's quite close, like an hour drive. So it was a good opportunity.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that? I mean, what was training with him like? What do you feel like you gained from that?
Yeah, I definitely learned a lot. The level that he trains at is insane. So just by witnessing how much he does, how much when we're done practice, we're going to do an extra kilometer at the end to try and up the mileage or try and bank the mileage. So just to see what he does, to see his routine, I definitely learned a lot.
I mean, are you able to keep up with him in practices, or is that a situation where you're chasing him a lot?
I was definitely chasing him in the butterfly, but in the freestyle, I had some freestyle sets that were pretty good, so I was up close there.
You guys did 2200s 3 weeks out from trials.
Yeah, I trained with him for 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was about maybe a month, 4 weeks.
Okay. Still, man, that's intense. Yeah. So speaking of of Olympic trials and your Olympic journey, you had to put your body on the line to get on that Olympic team, as I understand, because you went to your Olympic trials, I think, and you didn't make the FINA A cut there, right?
Yeah. The Olympic trials was a tough one. Everyone has bad meets, and that was a bad meet for me. But I learned from it. I learned what I was doing wrong and the training leading up to it, what we needed to change. So I think I went on 149, and then 3 weeks later I went 157.6. So it was just small tweaks in it.
Yeah. So what at that meet, what do you feel like didn't go well for you? I mean, obviously you didn't hit the times, but why do you think that was?
I would say the taper wasn't there. Wasn't rested enough. I was feeling a little too stiff in the water. A whole bunch of things with this training, and I would say maybe overtrained, feeling exhausted. So we learned from it, and then we moved on, and we had a good swim the next one.
It's a 2200s, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I have no idea. Your coach knows what he's doing. I'm just joking. So then, the next meet, what is it like to have, for example, in the US, we have one meet where you can make the Olympics. That's pretty much it. Was it nice to do something, not have it work out, and then get to make those adjustments, and then be like, all right, next time I've got this chance?
I'd say definitely improving is a big thing, but it definitely messed up the Olympics itself, because if I had done the time at Olympic trials and all the hype was there, in leading up to Olympic trials, I would have had a better base weight, because now I have to carry on the table for 3 weeks for the next gala. So it was a little bit, a little bit difficult to do kind of that. And now after that, when I qualified, now we have to build it back up quickly because the Olympics is in a couple of weeks. So it didn't play well like that. But yeah, I was obviously blessed to be on the team and blessed to have done the time. So I couldn't be, no complaints.
So you make the team, like you said, you go 157 in the 200 IM. You also go 51 low in the 100 fly.
And that was on the same night also.
As the 200 IM?
Yeah, so I had it was a Grand Prix gala, so I swam the 2 IM and I did the 100 fly was the next day. So I swam 2 IM 157, and yeah, so feeling good. So I ended up doing a time trial just after this to see how I doing the 100 fly, and yeah, so that was cool.
That is cool, man. You were just the king of doubles.
Yeah, I do like the doubles.
That's awesome. I didn't realize it was in the same night, but like you said, if you're feeling good, why not go for it?
Yeah, definitely.
So then, moving on to the Olympics, you get there, you make the team. How did you feel heading into that meet? Again, knowing that this was the first big international, really pressure meet that you've been to.
Yeah, I was in the nerves were a bit higher than usual going into it, but yeah, just by being there and getting to witness all the swims and getting to watch Tatiana break the world record and the 200 brace. So yeah, I swam for like maybe 5 minutes combined in my 2 races. So the other however long that was really cool to experience it all, and I learned a whole bunch to see all the other swimmers what they did, and I was always watching what everyone else is doing in warm up. So yeah, so I learned a lot.
Were there specific takeaways? Just I really liked what this swimmer did, or just the biggest lesson that you learned?
Definitely. I was watching people do some more drills in the pool, so I took away some drills. Just like different types of sculling and diving, how fast they move their arms or what direction they move their arms with. So yeah, I learned some tips and tricks.
That's super cool. What was there a highlight moment of your Olympics?
Yeah, it was watching Tatiana get that world record for South Africa. Yeah, seeing her do that was really cool. That was awesome.
I think that was a highlight moment for just about everyone.
Yeah,
that was a really great moment. And so then coming off of the Olympics, how were you feeling? Did you take a break at all, or did you get right back into it?
Yeah, at Olympics, I actually got bitten by a spider. So I had this whole big red thing on my arm. So when I got back, they had to cut it open and sew it back together. So I was out for like 2 weeks just because I couldn't get in the water. So yeah, but when that went away, I was back into it.
Spider bite in Tokyo?
Yeah, I think it was in beds or something.
Wow, that's insane. So you were out for 2 weeks. So you had a mandatory break.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that was good for you? I mean, are you someone who stays active and I don't know, runs or lifts weights or does whatever when you're out of the pool, or you're like, no, I'm not doing anything?
No, I don't. Yeah, that was the biggest breaks that I took in years. Usually I don't take breaks like that ever. I'll come back, maybe take like 1 or 2 days break, and then I'll be back in the pool just swimming easy. Or I hate being out of the water. That's like I have a problem with it. So it's like it's my hobby. My hobby outside of swimming is swimming. So yeah, I'm just really really glad that I enjoy doing it.
Yeah. Do you lift in your training now?
No, I haven't lifted for 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why
like in any gym work, I haven't done any.
in 6 months? Why is that?
I don't think it's a necessary thing for me in the stage that I am now. I rather like if we're doing a single day of swimming and we meant to gym in the morning instead of swim, I'd rather go to the pool and do some laps and extra laps, maybe do some power instead of doing gym. So that's just, I'd rather do a little extra session than go to the gym.
So you mentioned that's been going on for 6 months. Was there something specific that triggered that change for you?
Yeah, it was just the way that I feel. Every session I like to get best training times. I like to touch the wall and be happy with what I've done. And when I gym, my body's just too tired to. I'm not hitting those times. I'm not hitting the times that I need to hit. So yeah, I guess that's reasonable if you're going to gym. But yeah, as soon as I stopped, I just start hitting those times better.
Is your coach pretty flexible or pretty open to feedback like that, to changing your training to kind of match what you want to do?
Oh yeah, for sure. Everybody's different, and everybody takes what they need differently. I know some people need to gym, but yeah, every swim is different, so everyone can't be doing the same program, I guess.
Okay, totally. I guess not. And obviously, you found something that works for you. So all your practice best times.
Oh, sorry.
So all your practice best times.
Yeah.
So do you know what's your best time in practice in 100 free?
And 100 free it would be 49. But yeah, short course meters.
Okay. Yeah. That's pretty stout.
Mm.
Are you a kicker? Do you feel like you're pretty good at kicking?
I would say, especially in the 400 free, it's all in the legs. All in the legs for the 400 free, especially even the 200. I would say it's all in the kick. I think the arms are just more to get streamlined, more to get better technique. Like if you watch my race videos, my arms are not going at a high tempo.
Mm-hmm.
They're going more in like in the glide for the kick.
Yeah. How tall are you?
184 centimeters.
184 centimeters. Okay. I'll do that conversion.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't know what that means, but I'll do the conversion later.
Oh.
Yeah, don't trouble yourself with that. We'll get it for you, listeners. So do you know your best 100 kick time?
No, I don't know those ones. Usually the kick, I just go as hard as I can and I get it off how I feel at the end.
Do you do a lot of kicking in training?
Yeah, we'll do kick every session almost. Every session pushing the legs. So yeah, we do lots of kick.
Gotcha. So okay, so coming back to now, you're still in Budapest. What's training been like there since the meet ended?
Yeah, it's been definitely, as I was saying, for the last couple of days we were doing some hard training. We've been doing some difficult sets. As we're building it back up, and then we're going to drop it down. I think on Sunday or Saturday, we're going to finally drop it down and rest up because we start on Thursday, a week from now.
Okay, gotcha. And is it just your crew of 5 or 6 that's training in Budapest, or are there other people who are on the World Cup circuit too that you're swimming with?
Yeah, Tom Shields is around, so yeah, so it's cool to see what he's doing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we swim some of the lane next to each other for 4 sets, but different sets. Yeah, but it's cool to have him around.
No kidding. That seems pretty cool. Tom's one of my favorite guys.
Oh yeah.
And so you're gonna do the rest of the World Cup circuit. What does the rest of your fall look like after that? Do you have any races planned after the World Cup?
Yeah, I got the World Cup series, and then afterwards World Short Course. So yeah, that's going to be a good one.
Yeah. Do you know your event schedule for that one yet?
No. I think I'm swimming some doubles, but yeah, we have to see. I think 200 free is going to be a single day, and yeah, well, I haven't really thought about that much yet.
Gotcha. And then obviously, we in the United States are super excited because you committed to Georgia, and
Yes.
you're scheduled to head down here in December or January to Athens. Is that still the plan for you?
Yeah, that was the plan before we did this. To leave in December.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
So it seems like you've got a very busy fall. Do you like having this much competition on your plate?
Yeah, I'd have to say it is nice, but to have some downtime was also very cool. But yeah, this is what I've trained for to do all year, and yeah, so I'm excited to finally, I like racing. I like finishing a good race or even a bad race. I just come to do my best, and if my best is, I'm at peace with all the outcomes. Like if I'm first, I'm at peace. If I'm last, I'm at peace with it. So yeah, it's more enjoyable thinking it like that. So yeah, so I do enjoy racing.
Well, Matt, I've enjoyed talking to you. It's been great chatting and catching up with you. I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down and talk with us.
Yeah, it's been great. Yeah, thank you so much.
You've been listening to the Swim Swam podcast. Stay tuned for new episodes every week. You can take Swim Swam podcast on the go by subscribing on your favorite podcast platform. Look for links in the description below, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos as well.